A new DIY product has arrived for your restyling projects, which, like all the others, you can make at home by yourself. I'm Painty, and today I want to show you how to make it at home. A matte protective varnish made from rice starch, which you can use to protect all your furniture that you've renewed with homemade paint. Have you ever seen how you can make your own paint? Not yet? Then hurry and check out my videos. 3 different colors have been published that you can make at home by yourself without needing to buy any other paint. We're talking about warm white, ice white, and black, 3 essential colors for your restyling projects. Go watch these videos and don't forget to definitely subscribe to my channel so you won't miss more contents like this one. In today's tutorial, however, we're exploring this new protective varnish made with rice starch. If previously you had to protect your furniture with natural resins such as Kupale and SANDARAC, which are alcohol-based, and they could cause some issues with odor, alcohol, or discomfort in your home, this new protective varnish is completely odorless, and you can use it even with the windows closed without a mask. However, I must tell you that it is not completely natural like plant-based resins. If you haven't yet seen how to make protective varnishes at home using plant-based resins, I'll leave the link here in the top right corner because this one contains a bit of synthetic acrylic resin. In this case, in fact, we use Acrytal. But if you don't want alcohol odors in your home, there are no other solutions. To make this protective varnish, you will need rice starch. I have already prepared it in a small jar. If you're interested in knowing how to prepare it, I'll leave the link here in the top right corner. You'll also need Vegetable Glycerin Acrytal C8M Matte, which is our acrylic resin, Pentasol, which is a wetting surfactant, and a small jar to store the protective varnish. You can find all these products on antiquitabelcito.it or amicucci.it. If you can't find Pentasol, you can also check on Amazon. But let's start with the recipe. To prepare 160 grams of protective varnish, we begin by putting 100 grams of pre-prepared rice starch into the jar, which acts as an adhesive. Then we add 50 grams of Acrytal, which will be our binding agent, and mix well. Next, we add 30 grams of Pentasol to make the mixture more fluid, and we continue mixing thoroughly. We incorporate 8 grams of vegetable glycerin, which will carefully help us form the essential protective film we need. At this point, we carefully filter the mixture through a strainer into another container to remove any lumps, and we're completely done. Remember to always clearly label the product with its name and the production date. It is necessary to apply 2 or 3 coats depending on the wear of the furniture, with a 24-hour interval between each coat. A very important thing that I strongly recommend is to never add water to the first coat. If you feel that the mixture is not very fluid to spread, especially in summer when it is very hot, you can add a bit of Pentasol to make it easier to apply. I repeat, never water. However, you can add a bit of water to the second and third coats. Now I'll show you how to apply it. Don't worry if it looks a bit white at first because it will become transparent later. To apply it, it's best to use a flat brush that isn't too thick to avoid buildup since the mixture is somewhat dense. Generally, never use a crisscross brush stroke. Always apply it in the same direction to avoid leaving marks. Here's how it will look once it's dry. If you're not using the protective coat right away, you can add 2 grams of boron to this recipe, specifically boron salts, which you can find at herbal shops, or also on Amazon or eBay. Boron is a natural biocidal sanitizer, and with these 2 grams, the protective coat, if properly sealed, will last for years without developing mold. This protective coat has a relatively long crystallization time, almost similar to wax. Therefore, I recommend waiting 20-30 days before using the furniture. Furthermore, it is less scratch resistant than natural resins, so I don't recommend using it for kitchens or tables that you use frequently, but for the rest of the furniture it works perfectly. It is water repellent, but be sure to avoid water stagnation just like with all protective coatings on the market. If, on the other hand, you need a highly durable protective coat to renovate your kitchen, bathroom, or anything subject to heavy wear, check out the video I've linked here. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Bye, see you in the next video.